So, hello everyone. Jordan here, obviously. As many of you have probably noticed, I finally got internet in my apartment and am now all caught up on posting all of the vlogs that I'd been making while I didn't have the internet. So, expect to be kept a lot more up to date on the adventures and more often than not misadventures of me while I'm abroad here. I'm going to try my best to keep these a little more concise. I can tell they wander a little bit, so maybe you guys are entertained and love the sound of my voice that much, but I can't assume that. So, I kind of just wanted to tell you guys about my trip to Croatia that I took this past weekend. I guess it was like September 12th through 14th. I went to Croatia, which was like my first big trip away. We took a 6 hour train into Zagreb on Friday morning, really early Friday morning. And I went with 9 girls from my trip, the two that I live with, and then a couple other apartments, a lot of San Diego girls. They're all really fun. Everyone on this trip is really nice. But it was a loud group, you know? But so we went to Zagreb, which was so like clean and pretty, and it was really sunny, and we had lunch in this park. It was really beautiful. Like there's just all these little, there's greenery everywhere, and it's definitely a place I want to explore more. But we actually spent the weekend at Plintvinka, I think it's actually called, National Park, which is about a 3 hour bus ride outside of Zagreb. So we went and spent the weekend there. Public transportation there, really sketchy. We definitely got off at the wrong bus stop. Then other buses wouldn't pick us up. It was interesting. We had no idea what was going on. Eventually, the woman whose house we stayed at came and picked us up. It was really sweet because we didn't really stay at a hostel. We stayed at this woman's house. Like the top floor of her home was all hotel rooms, kind of. So the 9 of us stayed there, and like her children were running around, and she brought us coffee in the morning, and it was really sweet. So the village we were staying in had a market and a restaurant, both, very valuable for us. And we just kind of like hung out in this little village, and it was really pretty until Saturday morning when it started to pour rain. So we did the national park in the pouring rain. But it was still beautiful. It's like huge lakes and huge waterfalls, and I actually did take a lot of pictures for once. So check Facebook for that soon. Not now, but soon. They should be up, and we're all wearing very attractive like yellow parkas, or ponchos rather. So it's entertaining. But yeah, it was absolutely gorgeous. So we hiked around there for a couple hours, and it was just like so lush, and the water's really clear, and you can see the fish. And there's just these huge waterfalls. And we took a little ferry across one of the lakes. It was freezing, but definitely worth it. And I got back really late Sunday night and pulled into Keleti train station and was like, yeah, home for sure. So that's where I am now. Pretty well adjusted, I would say, at this point. And now that we have internet, it'll be a lot easier for me to keep everyone in touch and all of that good stuff. One more funny story, what I did last night. It's still like orientation week at ELTA, which is the university that I'm going to, Eötvös University. And so they have all these like orientation, like freshman orientation things going on. So for the next 3 days, there's like a beer garden in front of our college, with all those like DJs and concerts and things like that. So last night we saw this Hungarian boy band that was huge here in the 90s that reunited a couple years ago, and they're called Hip Hop Boys with a Z. So I highly recommend that everyone YouTube that, because oh my god, I mean, it's great. And so I have a little video of that too. I haven't been taking my video camera out enough. I will try and be better about it, as well as keeping in touch with all of you guys. So don't stop sending me messages and video messages and whatever. It's really lovely to hear from everyone. Yeah, I am going to Pech this weekend, which is like a few hours south of Budapest. It's just like southern Hungary. We're doing a little study tour there, so I'm sure I will have something to report when I get back. I love everyone very much, and I'll talk to you all soon.